Welcome, everybody, to another edition of MLB Chat on Driving to the Top Productions. My name is Jamie Malloy, and I will be running the show tonight since Mr. Adam McNally, a.k.a. Driving to the Top Productions, computer wasn't working, and he has to hold his phone. So luckily, he asked me to step in, and here we go. So first, ladies and gentlemen, let's bring on the man himself from Mr. Driving to the Top Productions. Here is Adam McNally.
Hey,
Adam, what's up, my man?
I don't know what happened with a little malfunction here with the phone. So, got to do what you got to do. And you're a good host. And so here we go. I see your show's kicking ass and I'm really enjoying it.
Thanks. Glad you liked my guest last night, too. That was pretty cool. But that's a different sport for another day. And anyway,
I'm sure our next guest would love to unload on his team for sure.
Exactly, because our next guest, folks, is the diehard LA Dodgers fan. He lives, breathes, and smells Dodgers baseball just like I live, breathe, and die Yankee baseball. And in fact, our two teams made big prospects trade in the 10-year, $700 million chunk deal for Shohei Ohtani. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Jason. Hey, Jason, how's it going?
Jamie, what is up? Good talking ball with you again. Adam, it's always a pleasure. And no, I have not purchased a Shohei Ohtani jersey yet.
Yet. I guess you haven't been to the store yet.
Well, I haven't been to the store yet. And to be quite honest with you, I don't know if I will purchase one because I already have Freddie Freeman's, Mike Piazza's, Clayton Kershaw's. I still have my Corey Seager jersey, so I have quite a few. So I may hold off on Ohtani for a while.
All right.
I already have my Aaron Judge shirt. I don't think I need to get a Juan Soto shirt yet, but I think I will before they go on sale because that's gonna be a great marketing tool. It's gonna pick up tremendously as we get closer to the season.
Right.
So.
Exactly. So, yeah, I'm excited to be back on the show. Good to talk ball with you and Adam again. And, obviously, suffice to say, I think Shohei Ohtani is going to be front and center in the bulk of our discussion tonight.
Yeah, he is. So, Jason, explain this deal to our audience here. So it's like a 10-year, $700 million deal. But when you actually look at it, they kind of split it out in chunks. So he's actually not making this crazy amount of money as everybody would think that he is.
No.
So explain to us about the deal.
Yeah, so the way it's worked out is that he's only going to receive $20 million of the $700 million contract with the Dodgers over the next 10 years because he deferred $680 million payable from 2034 to 2043. And the reason he did that is because he wanted to keep the Dodgers at some level of financial flexibility to where they could still go out and sign other free agents in the subsequent years. In fact, that was the main sticking point, was that this was Shohei's request, not his agents, not Andrew Friedman's, not Mark Walters, but Shohei's request. And if they weren't able to accommodate him on that request, he wasn't going to sign. Well, obviously they did. Now, the bad thing about this is that, in essence, what this does is it allows the Dodgers to skip dance around the luxury tax there because they can use this contract to manipulate the luxury tax. In other words, making sure that they don't ever get near that tax threshold or encroach above it again like they did at the end of 2022. So, again, $680 million of that contract deferred from 2034 to 2043. So you're right, Jamie. He's not going to be making the exorbitant amount of money that the contract makes it out to believe right now. So interesting the way they structured that.
Right, they structured it so they could still be able to spend on a couple more possible building blocks around him with that contract. And possibly, like I said, what they were able to do was get some prospects from the Yankees, and the Yankees got prospects in return. So, and like I said, the Yankees were able to get prospects. So the Yankees have two prospects from the Dodgers plus Juan Soto, and now you have two prospects from us plus Shohei Ohtani. So right now it sounds like a wash of a deal, but I'll let you be the judge of that, and we'll see at the end of the season who short-term and long-term wins this trade. I'm going to be watching all year long.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I think, Victor Gonzalez was kind of the key arm that I was not too surprised that they got rid of, because in 2020, Gonzalez burst on the scene for the Dodgers, had a fantastic postseason. He was lights out for him in the 7th and 8th innings. And the last couple of seasons, he's been oft injured, had some arm issues, some shoulder issues, some consistency issues. He even had some weight problems. In fact, the Dodgers sent him back down to AAA for a while to kind of shed the weight and improve on his conditioning. If he gets everything right, Jamie, he has a very solid fastball, slider, sinker type repertoire. Fastball is clocked in at 97 plus annually. The slider has a wicked dip. It drops off the table at the last minute. If he can recover all of that repertoire that he had in 2020, that could be a diamond in the rough for the Yankees as they go into next season.
It sounds like it could be. I mean, he sounds like another Nestor Cortez, or like a younger Carlos Rodon type, where he's got all these pitches besides the fastball, that he's versatile enough that he just doesn't have to just throw it right down the middle and worry about a home run, which is a plus. So,
yep.
And like I said, they'll probably give him a shot in spring training to see how he does. And if he does well, maybe he makes the big club right away. If not, you send him back to AA or AAA and then have him work his way up. And then when he's ready to be called up, he'll be called up.
Yeah.
Jay, what about this breaking news today in Dodger Nation? Who got sent to see Yamamoto? And what's up with the Rays and Dodgers working on a Glasnow trade right now?
What I do know about this Japanese pitcher, and is not only the Dodgers want him, but the Yankees want him just as badly too.
The Dodgers sent stars to meet with him today.
It makes sense. I mean, it makes sense that they would do that, but like I said, the Yankees are going hard after him too, because they need some pitching after they gave up Michael King and some young prospects for Juan Soto, and that's why they were able to get Victor Gonzalez as another young arm in the Yankees prospect pool, and they needed pitching there too. So, but I guess the Rays and the Bucks, maybe, or not the Bucks, the Dodgers, they're probably working out some truce deal where the Dodgers may end up with him, and then the Yankees don't get him at all. So, or the Rays send some prospects to the Yankees, because the Yankees' main goal is to get one good player, another Aaron Judge home run like guy, and to build around with more prospects.
Yeah, on this Tyler Glasnow trade, it looks like you guys would also get Manny Margaret, and would only give up Ryan Pepiot and Johnny DeLuca. I don't know if you saw this today.
Yeah, I saw the details of that, and I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, I would hope that they would find another way to maybe pull Pepiot out of that trade and include another prospect that might entice the Rays, simply because Pepiot was the Dodgers' best pitcher down the stretch towards the end of the season. And why he didn't pitch more in the postseason, I don't know. He has above average stuff. He's starting to develop his repertoire a little bit better. And with Johnny DeLuca, he has a lot of speed in the outfield. Not sure if he has a consistent bat. I don't know how much of a power threat he'll be, but I would have to think that the Rays would, I don't know, based on what LA's asking for, Margot and Glasnow. Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of a weird one, Adam. You can tell how stumped I am about that. And then with Tyler Glasnow's health, Andrew Friedman sure loves acquiring injured pitchers, because I don't know if is Glasnow expected to be back by midseason this upcoming year? Because I know he had Tommy John surgery. What's his status?
He came back pretty strong, I thought. I mean, Glasnow was good in Pittsburgh, and then he went to the Rays in that no good trade. But anyway.
Well, on paper, it makes sense for the Dodgers.
Pirates always make good trades.
Yeah, right. Glasnow would definitely fill their
But
need
Glasnow
for
is the
another
main
starter in
piece
the
of this
rotation.
trade.
Margot gives them a lot more outfield depth, especially a guy who has some speed. His throwing arm in the outfield is just not really above average, quite there at average. But so on paper, it makes sense for the Dodgers. And obviously, Andrew Friedman is probably one of the best at wheeling and dealing with dollars and cents. So I would imagine financially, it's not going to affect them that much either, especially after getting Shohei.
Now, what are your thoughts on getting Yamamoto?
Oh man, I would love to get Yamamoto. I've seen some clips of his stuff, and he has some really, really good stuff. He would definitely be able to step in right away, especially with Kershaw being out most of this upcoming season. He would.
Okay, hold on, Jay, real quick. Ohtani, Betts, Freeman, and Will Smith all went to meet with him today.
There you go. You're going to send the best to meet with the best. It only makes sense. You're not going to send freaking Jason Hayward, with all due respect, and Austin Barnes to meet with Yamamoto to get him to play with the Dodgers. So that makes a lot of sense that they would send the best to try and get Yamamoto over there.
And to send. I think, didn't Ohtani play with him back in the day?
Yeah, he did. And also there were reports that Yamamoto grew up a huge Dodgers fan, in part because of Hideo Nomo. So I'm sure that, given the relationship with Ohtani, and given the fact that the Dodgers sent their best out there to talk to him, those are some enticing tools to get him to sign.
He's probably going to end up a Dodger. Your rotation is going to be pretty disastrous. The other teams.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, right. And I know the Giants just devoted $116 million to Jung-Ko Lee, or whatever his name is. So I don't know. And I know that Yamamoto was high on their list, so I don't know how much San Francisco would be willing to dish out to outbid the Dodgers to get him. But, we need starting pitching bad. So Glasnow, Yamamoto right away would fill two big spots in that rotation right there.
Now, Jamie, how excited are you to get Soto and Grissom and Verdugo?
I'm very excited. I mean, Juan Soto, I think, is basically a young Aaron Judge and a little bit of Giancarlo Stanton, but Stanton's having his problem is we all know the problem with Stanton is he never plays a full season. He's always hurt. Judge is still Aaron Judge, but they needed another Aaron Judge type of player, and Soto, they needed another power slugger to be able to hit a home run in case Judge struggles, so that Judge doesn't have to do it all by himself. And Verdugo was an immediate need at center field, and it was another great famous trade that the Yankees took away from the Red Sox. No, the greatest one was still Johnny Damon from the Red Sox, but Verdugo's a close second. I think he's going to be a great center fielder. He's got a strong arm. He's very passionate, and he fits New York City well. He's got a will to win. The problem is will Soto and Verdugo be able to deal with the New York City media? We shall see, but they're competitors and they want to win.
I'm going to correct you, Sam. I'm going to correct you, because the first one that the Yankees stole off the Red Sox is the Babe.
Oh, right. I
Babe
forgot
Ruth.
the 86-year curse of the Bambino until 2004 when the Yankees freaking blew a 3-0 lead on that series. And I think the Yankees would have won that World Series that year too, because Boston beat the Cardinals, and I think the Yankees could have beaten the Cardinals that year in 2004. So
that was a hell of a series.
Yeah.
My Pirates, we're getting a 32-year-old pitcher, Marcos Gonzalez, off the Braves, for a player to be named later.
You need at least one older player, Adam. You got a mad young team with a bunch of prospects playing on your roster.
We got Rowdy Talese today from the Brewers.
You need to get some vets with a young team.
Now, hey, Jay, just to let you know, Brent, Chase said, hey, he couldn't make the show tonight. He's got some family stuff. Everyone should say a little prayer for him. But he did say good move in signing Rowdy Talese for the Pirates today. So I just wanted to shout that out.
All right, yeah, thank you very much. And praying for you, buddy. Praying for you.
113 million for Young Ho Lee, Jay. 6-year deal.
Yeah, obviously he was Giants plan B to what was Shohei plan A. And I actually read that the Giants offer to Shohei was very comparable to what the Dodgers gave him. But Young Ho Lee, I think this is kind of a good fallback option for the Giants. They had to go out and make a big splash because they are desperate for star power. Buster Posey is retired. Madison Bumgarner is gone. Brandon Crawford on his way out if he hasn't announced his retirement already. They need star power. They need a reason for fans to show back up at Oracle. This was their best option outside of Shohei. He has great speed on the base pass. He obviously has a very aggressive bat. And they need someone like that in that young lineup to show some of those young hitters or to balance the lineup overall. But I think it was a good move for the Giants, Adam. And 6 years, $117 million. Heck, based on what Shohei got, that's a bargain and a steal right there, and the same thing.
I found this one to be pretty funny. If the deal would have stuck with Ohtani and Betts, would have been worth more than the whole Marlins franchise.
Yeah, right. I know. It's look. I will say this, Jamie. I don't know if you know this or not, but I actually did not find out about the Ohtani deal until Adam texted me over the weekend, or actually called me. Yeah, he called me. Adam called me and said, "Jay, please tell me that the Dodgers just got Ohtani for 10 years, $700 million." I'm like, "Holy shit, I did not hear that." So I looked on my phone. Sure enough, boom, there we go. So Adam was the one who first informed me of it. I was doing yard work out in my backyard, so I didn't have my phone on me at the time. But I will say, even as a diehard Dodgers fan, I'm excited we got Shohei, most exciting player in the game. We're going to be giving him all that money to basically be a one-dimensional player this year. He won't be pitching. And even when he is able to be a two-dimensional player again, you don't know what he's going to be if he's going to be a starter again. So does that then beg the question, will he become a closer? And if he is able to throw the ball at some point next year, will the Dodgers try and use him as a closer at some point? So this contract sets a lot of bad precedents in a way, because again, it makes the luxury tax in Major League Baseball minute, and it makes it worthless. What it also does, though, it just shows that the brand itself, is not suffering. The brand of at least of the Dodgers, the brand of baseball is not suffering. And with Shohei coming into LA, the Dodgers obviously don't need him from a marketing standpoint, but I'm just afraid that, this contract is going to funnel the game more in the wrong direction financially from where they want it to be. Because again, it makes the luxury tax a complete contradiction in terms, but it is what it is. I'll be excited to watch him play. I won't be paying $345 on opening day to watch him play for the cheapest seat, but I'll still get a chance to watch him play anyway.
Now, did Soto want out of San Diego? I don't know much, Jay. You're more on the West Coast than me.
No, San Diego wanted out of that contract because they wanted to they're trying to relieve as much payroll as they can, not only this winter, but next winter, so they can get themselves back under the luxury tax threshold. But really, Adam, from what it sounded like, I mean, there was so much disarray in that clubhouse down in San Diego this season. Soto was kind of at the center of it. And even though he wasn't one of the main instigators, the Padres took that into account, plus the desire to get rid of his contract, and said, these are our reasons to get rid of him. Let's do something. Let's get something for him in return, regardless of what it is. And I actually like that deal for both teams. I thought it worked out well. They get a serviceable catcher in Higashioka. They get a lot of young pitchers to replenish their farm system with.
Yeah, the Yankees definitely cleaned out the farm system.
Yeah.
Jamie, what were your thoughts on them clearing out the whole pretty much farm system? I think they gave what everyone that went away, I believe, was in the top 50. And they're
I think it's worth it to get a guy who's still 25 years old. And to tell you the truth, we got him for a pretty good deal that I think we could have got him for more, but 3 years, 33 million for a superstar player like that. I think that's a bargain deal that we could have gotten more. And plus, like I said, the Yankees just reloaded their farm system by getting those two, getting Victor Gonzalez, and Horvat Vivas from the Dodgers so they just reloaded their farm system with an infielder and a pitcher, and they've already got some other good young prospects that they drafted this year and 2021 and 2022. So I think they're going to reload their farm system quick and have Juan Soto. So yeah, I'm not worried about their farm system. They're still going to groom a lot of young prospects and get some of those prospects ready. You still got Jason Dominguez, but he's coming off an Achilles surgery. You still got Esteban Florial, who got called up and played really well in Scranton.
I was going to say, isn't he already on the 40-man?
Esteban Florial, yeah, because he is this year because he got called up at the end of last year. So, but yeah, there's a lot of good prospects that they still have in Scranton, and that when they're ready to be called up, they're going to be called up. And you still have Oswaldo Cabrera, Oswald Peraza, and you still got those guys. They're a year older, and and you're still going to have other young pitchers that you don't know about that they can always draft again this year in the 2024 MLB draft. So what they lose there, they're always going to reload their farm system with how they spend. So what they're going to do is now, instead of overpaying for A-Rod like they did with the father, the son's a little more analytical. He's going to spend his money smartly on players and then just reload the farm system as he goes.
Now, also there was a move. The Red Sox did go ahead and sign Tyler O'Neill, who was injured a good bit last year. Was that a good signing for the Red Sox?
I think it's a potentially good move for the Red Sox, yes, because, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think O'Neill was an all-star a few years ago, wasn't he?
He's in my dynasty team, so I know he was injured a good bit.
Yeah, he had a lot of injuries, but he's a guy who has 20 home run potential, can drive in between 80 to 100 runs. Slugging percentage just above average, maybe a little bit higher than that. I think it's a good under the radar move for the Red Sox. Yeah, I think he's worth taking a flyer on. I like that move.
Yeah, I don't really know much about him, but what I do know is looks like he's got good size to him. He weighs 200 pounds, and it says it sounds like he can. He's got a natural baseball swing, and he can hit home runs, and he can crack the ball, and he's a good contact hitter too. So
I think he's going to be all right. I think he's going to like playing in that short porch with the high wall.
Yep. Yeah, it's conducive to his bat. I agree with you. He's going to love the dimensions there in Fenway.
But is he going to love that dirty water, though, right, Jason?
Well, I don't know.
That's a song, by the way. I don't know if you've. That's a song they play when the Red Sox win. It goes, "I love that dirty water, Boston, you're my home." That song.
The only song I know that the Red Sox play is when they win, and that's "Sweet Caroline" by Neil Diamond.
And they play that song too, the Dirty Water song about the Charles River.
Okay, got it.
Now, what about I believe Kimball signed with the Orioles.
Whoa,
Producer at the back end of that pen.
Cardiac O's.
Yeah, right. Well, they had to get Kimbrel because they just lost one of their relievers, Jorge Lopez, I think it was. They lost him in free agency, so they had to fill the back end of that bullpen there. And Craig Kimbrel pisses me off. When he was with the Dodgers, this guy couldn't save a cat out of a tree. and he was issuing walks galore. He was issuing up he was coming up clutch for the other team so many times. He goes to Philadelphia. Looks like Craig Kimbrell of old. So now I'm wondering which Craig Kimbrell are the Orioles getting? Cardiac Kimbrell from LA or the semi-lockdown Kimbrell from Philadelphia? Who knows?
Right. He's been around.
Yeah, he has. There was a time when he was at the peak of his career in Atlanta where he was virtually unhittable. And when he came on in the ninth, he was about as locked down as probably Mariano Rivera was at one point.
Enter Sandman, right? And that's
Right.
they said they probably don't play Enter Sandman when he walks out like they did with Mariano Rivera, right?
No. In fact, when he was with the Dodgers, his walkout music was "Welcome to the Jungle" by Guns N' Roses. Go figure.
Well, that's a good song too. I like Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, but it could be a good move for the Orioles there. See what happens.
I was just seeing if there are any more big deals worth talking about.
Yeah, not really. At least not yet. Surprisingly, the hot stove has been medium heat.
Well, I mean, are all the main ones signed?
Pretty much as of right now,
Yeah.
unless you can think of something else, because I can't.
I thought Lopez going from Baltimore to the Mets was an interesting move.
We should have had Joe on tonight. He would have been able to give us our thoughts.
Jamie, I was gonna say invite Joe, and I forgot all about it.
Mm.
That's my fault.
No,
Nick
it's okay.
Senzel's left Cincinnati and went to Washington. That's a kind of a, well, I mean, I get to see him because I'm Pittsburgh, but I thought that was a rather one-year contract move.
Just like in football, baseball now loves those 1-year deals, and they're great because you can just sign them, and then you can say you need a certain position, for a veteran, you sign a pitcher for a 1-year deal, and then you sign up or you draft a younger pitcher who you think could take his place eventually. So after he's gone, after a 1-year deal, that pitcher should theoretically take over.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So quick little reference to the winter meetings. Jay, I'm sure you want to say something shitty about your football team. Jamie, I know you said enough last night, but Jay, if you want to unload, go ahead.
All right, you want me to unload? Here we go. I'm gonna unload. Here we go. Are you freaking kidding me? It's not bad enough that they lose to the New York Giants. They lose to Tommy DeVito, the guy from Goodfellas. Joe Pesci.
Danny DeVito's cousin.
Boom. Yeah, right. Danny DeVito's cousin. Bada bing, bada boom. Tommy DeVito. Are you freaking kidding me? And then to add insult to injury, Tommy DeVito is the NFC Offensive Player of the Week. Are you kidding me? Green Bay got us all excited with that victory against Kansas City. We had the deck stacked in our favor to potentially run an easy remaining schedule all the way into the playoffs. Wouldn't you know it? We go and we lay a gigantic freaking Cadbury egg in New York. That is absolutely ridiculous. Jordan Love, as great as he's played the last 3 or 4 weeks, he laid an egg up there in New York. He had the 2 interceptions. I think he had another fumble. I mean, you had the cornerbacks got burned so bad in that game for Green Bay that they're still trying to cool off their shoes and their jock straps. It is absolutely, it was ridiculous. I could not believe the poor tackling in that game. I could not believe the poor offensive execution in that game by Green Bay. Are you effing kidding me? Now
that's how it is, Jay. When you got a young team, you get with the youngest team in the league, you got a lot. The lows are really, really bad, but the highs are really, really good. And that's how it is when you got a bunch of 24, 25-year-olds. It's a developing team, a lot of young players.
Right. And I understand that. You brought up a good point, Jamie. They're a young team. These guys haven't played with each other for a very long time, especially Jordan Love. Even though Love has been in the league for 3 or 4 years, this is his first full season being a starter. So you're right. They're still trying to figure out timing. They're still trying to figure out communication, everything else. But still, you don't go to New York and lose to the Giants. Unacceptable. That's like John Wooden's UCLA basketball teams losing to Cal State Northridge. All right? That is unacceptable.
Should we talk about unacceptable?
Yeah, please.
Losing to the Cardinals and then losing to the Patriots.
Oh boy.
Tomlin sucks. He should have been fired. I would, if I was Con, I would call him into the office and say, "Look, you don't win out this season. We're really going to look into bringing you back next year." Everyone's starting to grow tired of the fucking 9-8, 500 football. It's garbage. We're not winning. This isn't winning football, folks. 500 football is not winning football.
And a lot of the games you
Football,
won this
winning
year, Adam,
football.
you got lucky. You were squeaking them out at the end. They were 1-score games this year.
Winning football is played in February. Not
You got to hire somebody that's going to go back to the hard-hitting Steelers defense and just pounding the rock. That's what you got to get. Like in the Super Bowl days.
All I got to say
and
is
Tomlin's not the answer. He won the Super Bowl right after Cowher left. Cowher's team pretty much still. He didn't have a draft class. Okay, we made it back there and lost to Jason's team, Green Bay in 10. Gave Aaron Rodgers a Super Bowl and probably got him into the Hall of Fame. But then all of a sudden, we started seeing Tomlin's draft classes. And Tomlin's draft classes.
Could that have also had to do with Big Ben was regressing too, though? That's the thing.
Okay, well, then you should have drafted a quarterback.
You did this year. You got, I don't know if you like him anymore, but I still like Kenny Pickett.
I still like Kenny Pickett too, but there should have been a backup in plan. Green Bay.
You had Josh Dobbs, but you let him go, sadly.
Listen, Josh Dobbs was not very good in Pittsburgh. He did not fit into the system here.
Mason Rudolph, I still think could play the game.
Yeah, I don't understand. I don't understand why Mason Rudolph is still on this fucking team either. But Tomlin needs to be the real question. He doesn't get his team motivated to play against these shithole teams. He has the same cliches. It's garbage. It's really fucking garbage. He should have been fired in 2017.
Get rid of him to promote an assistant, or who do you want?
I'll take a garbage can right now.
Well, here's my concern.
I think you should get Frank Reich.
Frank Reich. Yeah.
Listen, I know that you guys love this guy as a coach, but that's because he's not bringing Steelers Super Bowls, and you guys don't have to worry about it.
I don't know. I used to like Tomlin, but now I can see it from your point of view. I mean, they've squeaked out a lot of games they shouldn't have won, and they lost to the Patriots. Granted, Bailey Zappi could be a better quarterback than Mac Jones.
Dude, we made Bailey Zappi look like fucking Joe Montana. We made Zappi look like Joe Montana. New England fans and Chicago fans were in this game in attendance. The Bears fans were cheering for the fucking Steelers or the Patriots. The Patriots fans were cheering for the Steelers for the better draft pick. It was hilarious. I was walking around talking to them at the game. It was hilarious.
At least you got, like I said, you still got George Pickens and Jalen Warren to build around. At least you got that. Count your blessings for that.
Oh, I mean, we still have a core, but we don't. I don't know. Yeah, Tomlin's not my answer. Anyway, I'm not getting all fired up over this tonight because we're talking baseball.
Right, and we already got into an argument over this in a phone call over the summer, so I don't want to rehash that anyway. But, we're good there, Adam. But now I'm starting to see your point of view now. So
we haven't won a playoff game since 2016.
Right. See, it's different with me being a Bills fan because we never sniffed the playoffs for 17 years until McDermott got there. So it's just different standards, basically.
Right. Tomlin brought the standard down. The 500 football is winning football, and that's not Pittsburgh.
No, you got to get back to Chuck Noll days.
We got to get back to even Cowher. Like Cowher won towards the end of his career. I'm sure if we had social media and podcasting back in the 90s, I'm sure we would have been saying the same thing. You know, Cowher made it to what, 5 or 6 AFC championships,
Which he won the Super Bowl that last year when they were the 6th seed and nobody gave him a shot and they ran the table as a 6th
I was
seed.
at that game. I was at that game when the bus ran over Erlacher. That was awesome.
Or what about the Seattle game when Willie Parker, the first possession, he took it 75 yards for a touchdown?
Still holds the record. I was at Willie Parker's game when he shattered his leg in St. Louis.
Oh,
Yeah, that was heartbreaking to watch. Like the whole stadium was silent because it was 90% Steeler fans and like 10% Rams fans.
Hey, you should ask Ray Horton, the Mullers coach, to coach the Steelers now that the Mullers aren't going to be in the spring football league this year. Give him a shot.
Let me ask you
Anyway,
this,
James, we're well off track on USFL and XFL mix.
UFL, yeah. I want to ask you a question about that after the show.
Okay, all right, we can do that.
Okay.
But Jay, I know you just got off work, just got home late, and you disappeared.
Sorry.
Oh, you're good, buddy. But I know you're late, running late for supper. I don't even know if you ate yet. You might have stopped and got some In-N-Out burger. I don't know.
Nope, not yet. That's a good idea, though. Thanks.
I don't have an In-N-Out burger. I'm a upstate New Yorker. We don't have those.
Not yet.
Yeah, we don't have them here either, Jay.
Not yet.
But I know that's the West Coast.
We're not like you Southern Cali folks out there yet.
Well, I live in Central California, but
Central Cali, my bad, Cali.
No, that's okay. I was born in SoCal, so it's all right. It's all good. It's all the same.
Hey, California knows how to party. California love. Anyway,
well, we did before we got taxed out of the wazoo.
But Jay, thanks for coming on, man. Well, we'll do it again like we always do. Maybe next time we'll be on my computer and be able to do some better shit than hold my phone the whole time.
Yeah, and next time we're on, I would like to do. I know because of my schedule, I didn't have a chance to do a deeper dive into Shohei, but yeah, I would love to do a deeper dive into Shohei next time. Talk more ball. It's always fun getting on your show, Adam, Jamie. Always fun talking ball with you too. So again, I appreciate you guys having me on.
Yeah, sure. But Jason, because I'm doing the show tonight, I usually do this on my podcast.
Sure.
I ask now that we're at the end of our show, I usually ask my guests, where can we find you guys in the world of social media in 2023? So Adam, do you want to start?
Yeah, you can find me at look, just to let everyone know, I'm not on my normal. I am just under A tonight, which is just on my phone to log in and make sure shit's working. But anyway, you can find me at Sports Talking It on Twitter. You can find me at Adam McNally on Facebook. Driving to the Top Productions on YouTube. Where else we got? We got Hammer Time Pit. I'm on every channel on the show. I have some kind of connection with it somehow, some way. But yeah, that's how you find me. Some people call me Hurricane A. And yeah, Jay, over to you.
Well, you're gonna find me right here on Twitter at Dodger Jason. That's my Twitter handle right there. Feel free to interact with me. Feel free to ask me questions about Shohei. Call me an idiot for my opinions. I don't care. You have carte blanche to interact with me any way that you want.
Hold on, Jay, real quick. I also wanted to say, Mark, he needs some prayers too. He's back in the hospital.
Okay.
Got it. He's going to get him.
I forgot. He was going to come on and he's like, I'm back in the hospital. So I just want to send some prayers to him and Jay and Chase tonight. They need some prayers, guys.
they're coming our way. Chase, Mark, you got prayers coming your way, guys. We're in your corner here.
Okay, and then as always, you can find me, yours truly, at Jamie Malloy, the unbiased journalist, at DJ Dog Tags, and also Bill's Chat 1 at Bill's Mafia Chat on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it these days. And you guys can also catch me every Tuesday where I host my own NFL podcast show focusing on the Bills called the Buffalo Sports Conversation Room here on Driving to the Top Productions. I had an awesome show last night with a guest named Sal Majorana from WGR 550. So please, if anybody listening to this podcast, come listen next week because we're going to have some very special guests. And also you can find me on DefiantTakesFootball.com where I write stories about the Bills, Syracuse football, and spring football. And my Syracuse stories are getting really interesting because of the new coach they hired. He's doing a great job recruiting so far. So check those out. And so that's it for our show. Have a good night, guys. We'll see you next time.
All right. Thanks again, guys. Take care.